I'll just listen to this.
I just looked at the situation like it's not a sprint. This ain't overnight. I've been doing this for a while. You know, I had padding up in the corner of my bedroom, sleeping on the floor, recording mixtapes myself, running to the Pro Tools in like 2002, 2003. I was stapling posters, me and my brothers, all through the city in '04. It's '11, we still doing it. And I'm young, you know what I'm saying, just because we started young, but I don't expect it to be overnight. But I seen the progress that we've made, and I know I'm closer to where I'm going than to where I started. If I stop now, I got further to go backwards than I do if I just keep going, you feel me? So, you know, it's a marathon, we gonna stay there.
Wow.
Okay, because I was almost going to go into full rant mode. And so, first off, I'll say this, right? I'll say this. Viral moments happen overnight. Legends don't. So, every person that we have gone over in some way, shape, or form, whether it's in the What's Poppin' segments or whether it was in the breakdowns in the very beginning, everybody spoke of a journey. And in Nip's, kind of language, spoke about the marathon, right? And a lot of people, especially in this era, think that, when is this going to happen to me? When is it my time? What's going and if you look at that video or listen to that video, he was naming years, 2003, 2004. This is 2011. We're in 2021, right? Clearly he passed in 2019, but he was saying, I'm a little bit established, but I'm nowhere near where I need to be. And so he knew for even back then, this is a lot more to come. This is not going, I see a little bit of success and I could probably chill back, but I got certain things that I want to happen. And so I have to keep going, and I'm cool with how long this may take. And because of that, his kids are good. They have a 7-figure trust fund, right? His mom is good. His grandma is good. His businesses are still running. I'm still buying marathon clothing. I'm still, yes, I know. I said maybe a few episodes I would stop. But they keep dropping really great stuff. But they have, and once again, with the whole power brand, they have a dispensary and they're dropping new cannabis every single week, it seems. They have new shirts, new sneakers dropping every single month or something. And after he passed. So we look at whether it is content, we look at growing a business, we look at it and we're like, okay, in a year I should be making 6 figures. I've heard that so many times, I'm projected to be 6 figures and this, that, and the third. If we do this, I'm cool with the big dreams. I'm cool with that. But then those people who say that are the same people that get very discouraged and very frustrated that it's not happening in the time that they wanted it to be, right? And some stop. Some are no longer consistent. But if you already have the mindset that, if I want to be a legend, this has to be a journey. If I want to be a legend, I have to be in it for the long run. If I want to be a legend, it doesn't matter what obstacle that comes, I'm all in on it. It doesn't matter what happens. I don't care if I go beyond broke. I don't get no followers. I can't go in because COVID hit for the second time and now I can't get into my building, this, that, and the third. Like, the pandemic crushed a lot of people, and it was done for them. And not saying that you can foresee something like that, but that's just part of this marathon. How are you going to adjust and keep going? And so when I look at that clip, and when I hear like the definition that he has with the marathon, right? It's like I almost think of it like this is going to be for a while, and I'm here. I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to be some of these viral influencers. I'm not trying to be that great trend that had millions and millions of views and then you don't know where they are. Where is the person who said hide your kids, hide your wife? Where is this person? I just want to know. I don't know
Right.
where this person is, but we want that viral situation, but then that's it. That's it. So even if you had that viral situation, are you ready for when it hits to last longer?
That's
For
the
it not
question.
just
Yeah.
to be a moment, but for it to be an era?
That's
I,
huge.
I don't
That's
know, but
huge. That's
you
huge.
go
No,
ahead.
that's big. No, that's big. And it's so much easier said than done.
Facts.
I get you with that. Like
Facts.
I'm with y'all on it. Like, yeah, to say I'm in it for the long haul. It's easier to say that than to live it on a daily basis. And this is where you gotta really love it. This is the part of it where you gotta enjoy the process. And again, you, that's got to be up there with the words that you said are like played out in 2020 or 2021. Where
What?
it's like enjoy. I know it gets annoying enjoying the process, but it's so true, man. Like if you don't find something that you are truly enjoying while you're working it, building it, and developing it, it's easy to get distracted, or it's easy to take the big check now and close the door, or to sell out, or to do the things that you said you wouldn't do and compromise, because it's like kind of how we started with this episode. Dude is like, yo, it's really not my passion. So we got paid. What's the point of keep going? Like, I'm not necessarily interested in growing something even bigger because they're not passionate about it. So it sounds simple, but it's a lot easier said than done. That's the part that I think like you got to give him credit for, because he stays true to that process for since '03 up until 2019. You're talking about 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since, like, he definitely was a gifted human being, because I always remember that interview of him being super young.
Yeah.
And he's like, so what are you going to get with your money or something like that? And he's just like, oh, we're going to invest in real estate and stuff. And I'm like,
Land and stuff. Yep.
yeah, it's like, how are you on that wave, or that stream of consciousness at that age? You could tell he really was destined to be something different, although his upbringing, wasn't necessarily the best, or he made some decisions that I'm sure he wasn't proud of.
Right.
He still brought himself back. So to stay consistent throughout that entire time, for us building brands and businesses right now, we really got to take a look in the mirror and say, man, can I really stay in the lows and the highs of this and not ride the roller coaster of being so emotionally up and so emotionally down? One day I want to go, it goes well, I'm trying to stay. It's like, can you really stay with it? And that's just the question that we got to ask ourselves and keep answering.
And I know for a fact that fear has to play a part of it. Like,
oh yeah,
the fear of when this is going to end, how long is it going to take, and things like that. What's crazy was, and I had a random, like, I was taking my walk and I had a random thought. Like, I was passing by every single time I go on a walk, I see like the skate park, right? And you see all these kids. I'm going somewhere, people. They'll be like, Nikki's like, why are you talking about skating? You see all these kids like skating, no matter if they're like 7 or they're like 20 something, right? and they fall and they get back up and they fall and they're doing all these crazy tricks. And I'm thinking like what keeps them going? Because skating does not look easy, right? Skating doesn't look easy. And it's like, yo, they lost the fear of messing up, right? And regardless of the age, they get this skateboard and they continue to go up these ramps and falling back down and everything like that, because what they want to do is perfect that some way, shape, or form so they can hit that trick and they could show all the people in the park. So the fear is gone, because those ramps are very like, I've seen, I'm not going to do, I have the fear of busting my butt and never getting back up. That's not going to happen, right? But skateboarding isn't for me, right? That's not my thing. It's their thing. And I almost look at it at the standpoint of like, how can we get so focused that it's just about mastering the craft, right? And losing the fear of how it looks and how many times I'm going to mess up and things like, and I don't care how long this is going to take. I'm going to hit this trick. I'm going to get up this ramp and then hit it about 5 times and I'm good. Like, how do we lose that fear, right, with our business and with our content? Just like how a 5-year-old wants to hit an ollie or whatever the thing is called. Like, how do we do that? And you almost look at, and I'm big on it, like always looking at how kids just don't have that fear. In anything that they do. They'll run up a tree and we're like, oh, yo, so the way my back is today is it may break, right? But they will go with no fear. And I think if we was to just have that kind of same mindset with everything from our brand and our business, it doesn't matter how long it takes. We know we're going to get it. We know that this is going to be accomplished, and everything that we said that we want to do based off what we've seen and what we want to do is going to be accomplished because I'm so focused on this thing. And there was no distraction because they're in this park. So what is our park for our business? What is our park for our brand that keeps us in that mode, as well as surrounded by other people who are trying to perfect it? That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, no, that's good, Nick.
Get me out.
I like that. I like that. What's your park, yo? That's a good question, yo. What's your park? Where do you practice at? Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I made that into a whole like, yo, I am so intrigued because I'm seeing all these different ages keep busting their butt every single time they try to hit a trick. Some hit it, some don't. And like they look at each other and they try to mold it into what they can do. And every single day they come back. Every single day they do the same thing over and over again until they perfect it. Then they're on to the next. It's great. Like the littlest things. And there's other things
dope
clearly.
about that? You know what's dope about that? And I'm willing to bet the reason why they're so dedicated to that. Small skate parks don't have any place for fans. Right? You feel me? It's like you don't got to perform for them. You're doing it for you and the people who are doing it, you know, who know what it takes to do it.
First of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't
You know
just
what
say
I'm
what you
saying?
just said.
That's crazy. Because as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yo, so much of this practice or this process is really like getting whatever is in you into a real world manifestation. And many of the people who stumble is because you're trying, but you just keep like, did they like it? Did they buy it? Did they compliment me? So you keep looking into the stands, and it's like with some of these skate parks, they don't have stands. They don't have room for fans. It's only space for people who are doing it or trying to do it just like you, so they know what it's like. So they fall and they encourage you, and you fall and you encourage them because they're doing it with you and they know what it takes.